just numerically, that's impossible, right? At some point. So I do agree. If you are seeking relationship, and this is for men or women, you are going to have to do the individual work that you're going to need to be like the best version of yourself, and even what you think is the best version of yourself. If you're the only one judging that, there's still more work to do, right? Because when you're in relationship with someone, there are going to be adjustments that are going to need to be made even within that. um so if like we said, numerically it's impossible that everybody's going to end up with their one, or everybody's going to end up in a relationship, then in those conversations, those people who are going to be single, um I think there is something to be said about being happy. Like I think singleness is a position, but doesn't have to be a state of mind. And those are two different things. If you are in a single state of mind, that is kind of like what everyone was talking about where you're only looking out for self, only looking to make yourself happy. But when you are not in a single state of mind, but you're in a single position, you're still serving others. That is, you're spending time with your family, you're serving family, you're building relationships with your friends, hanging out with them, doing things like that. Having other relationships outside of just being with your mate is very important as well. So that's what I'm saying. There are multiple types of relationships that you should be building when you are single, whether you're in a relationship or not, because those relationships are equally important. That's all I'm saying.
Let me just
Yeah,
run
but
it.
I don't believe nobody sit there and said that talk about I'm good or comfortable or happy being single. That I choose to be single. No, you don't choose to be single. You ain't got no choice but to be single. It wasn't because of your choice. Nobody chose your stanky ass. So please believe you ask that same question. Well, when somebody come up, then all of a sudden, well, if the right person come along, I thought you choose to be single though. Even if the right person come on, why would you get them? If you choose to be single, you happy and all of this good stuff there and there, you enjoying the single life? No, because you really don't want to be single. But reality puts you ain't got no choice. You got to face reality and live with the consequences of whatever decisions you made throughout your life.
So, mistaken, you said something at the beginning of your sermon that caught my attention that I didn't really get a chance to go back. You said, if a woman says to herself, well, I'm going to stay single because I can't find what I want, I wonder from what lens is she operating when she makes that statement? I can't find what I want. I'll be honest with you. We're all very special. We're all very simple people. You know what I'm saying? Like there isn't like this like what we claim to be unicorn are just are intrinsic traits about each other that sets us apart. You know what sets Jr. apart from Viz to me, from me to Hank, right? And sort of there are men that exist out here on all different spectrums, right? Who have a certain personality trait or a certain character trait or whatever the case may be. I obviously understand that everybody don't have the same taste of individuals that most other people do. But I don't buy into the premise that you can't find what you want. It does exist and you have seen it. You might not like the way it's packaged or you not like the way that it is presented to you, but it does exist. You know what I'm
or
saying? God,
or they don't,
like,
or
yeah, go ahead,
or they
Vish.
don't qualify for it.
Well,
Oh, they
I
don't qualify for it.
That's the harsh reality of it, because a lot of
think
times
that
people
wasn't the
expect.
point that I was getting at, though. Right. But I was just saying, good, bad, or indifferent, whatever their choice is, whatever they say, what it is they're looking for in a man, whether there's a man that cannot even meet that expectation, even if it's delusional, right? If they feel that they cannot find that someone, so they opt out, all I'm saying is that it's still a choice. Now, if that man happens to, show up, then they make the choice to pursue or be in that relationship. That's all I'm saying. Like when you guys are saying, well, they don't have any options, so that's why they're in the situation that they're in. What I offer a different perspective in the fact of saying, no, I'm in the position. What they're saying is, I'm in the position that I'm in is because of the choice that I made. If I can't find exactly what I'm looking for, then I'd rather be single. That's still a choice. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. I understand where you're coming from, and I get that. But you know what the reality is too, and and this is so all my fellas out here listening, especially on the panel. There are men out here who are homeless, who are living on a woman's couch, eating 3 times a day, and still getting some at the end of the night. I promise you. There are dudes out here who are homeless, living on a chick's couch right now, eating her kids' fruit snacks, apple juice, and still getting buns 2 times a night. Like in these dudes, but because they have whatever this is, right? They much rather go for that. And I'm telling you, and you be thinking like, oh, these must be like, no, these are women who are doctors, these are women who are paralegals, attorneys, these are women in business. I'm telling you, I've seen these women, and I know the women adjacent to these women who are also well women who are friends who tell me in great detail of intimacy that these women have subjected themselves to. Parallel peop- people they're in community and proximity to. And it's like, how did you allow yourself to kind of, swim in whatever the term that we like to call the dating pool, right? And you go to the lowest common denominator when there's all these other men here, right?
Low
So
self-esteem.
but Cookie, she's not an ugly woman. She's not an ugly
She
woman.
ain't
She's
gotta
not
be
an over.
ugly to have low self-esteem.
There's nothing about her character that I have picked up that I'd be like, oh yeah. It's like I don't get it. And it's like almost hitting your
Oh,
head up against a
self-esteem.
and that's a very then that bar is in hell. I'm gonna be
I
And
hope.
that's
honest.
what she needs to be doing in her singleness, is working on that, right? That's what we were talking about before. The things that you should be doing in your singleness. That would be one of the